We're back now with Lieutenant Governor Pat Quinn, who joins us from Chicago. Thank you for joining us.
Appreciate the opportunity.
Tomorrow, impeachment proceedings begin anew in the extraordinary and wild case of Governor Rod Blagojevich. Do you believe he will be impeached, and if so, how long will it take?
Yes, I do think he will be impeached. The House does that. It'll move to the Illinois Senate. I think he will be convicted by the Illinois Senate and removed from office. I hope the governor voluntarily resigns. I think that's much better for his interests, but more importantly for the people of Illinois.
Now, the U.S. Attorney's Office this week has said that they're not going to release any of their investigative information to the impeachment committee. Does that not make impeachment impossible?
On the contrary, there's so much other evidence that the impeachment committee has considered. I think there's many articles of impeachment that will be found by the committee and referred to the entire House. If a majority of the House votes for impeachment, then the governor's impeached, and then a trial is held in the Illinois Senate. 2/3 of the members of the Senate must vote to convict, and I think there's far more than that ready to do that.
So it sounds like you believe it is inevitable that he will be thrown out by impeachment at some point. If it is inevitable, why won't he just step down?
Well, the governor is who he is.
Well, who is
I think
he? Can you offer a window into his mind at all? The New York Times today, said he's so narcissistic he won't do it. Do you know him well enough to give a sense of why he won't do this?
Well, he's isolated. He always has been. He doesn't really ask other people for their advice other than a very tight palace guard. I think they give him bad advice, and sometimes the palace guard tells him what he wants to hear and not what he needs to know. What he needs to know is that he's disgraced himself, he's disgraced the people of Illinois, and the proper thing to do is to step aside and resign. But he is who he is. So he's not going to do that. He had a press conference and said he would fight to his last breath, but I think the people of Illinois are going to fight to their last breath to remove him as governor.
His lawyer said at one point that if the state of Illinois is hurt by all this, that he would step down. Do you believe him?
Well, I sure hope so. I think they really should take that option. There's a provision in the Illinois Constitution that allows Governor Blagojevich to step aside. He still would retain the title of governor, but there would be an acting governor, lieutenant governor, that's me. But all the powers and responsibilities of governor would go to the acting governor, and the governor, currently, Governor Blagojevich, could work legally to try and clear his name. That's much better for the people of Illinois. Our state government is in crisis. The people are not getting the government they deserve. There's a pretense by the governor that he's doing his regular business, but it's totally false.
He's the governor, you're the lieutenant governor. Usually a governor and lieutenant governor work closely together. When is the last time that you actually spoke with him?
August of 2007. In Illinois, the lieutenant governor is nominated separately from the governor in the primary, and that's how I came to be lieutenant governor. I've tried to talk to the governor over the last year and a half. He's a hard guy to reach.
Well, you would think he would return your call. Did you intentionally keep your distance from him? And were you aware that he was being investigated by federal investigators?
Well, it's in the newspapers over the past year, but certainly on December 9th, when the governor was arrested and put in handcuffs, I think that was a shock to everyone in Illinois. And I was hopeful that the governor would decide to step aside and let our state move forward. But he made his decision, and I think the people will make theirs. The people of Illinois, I think, are embarrassed by all the events of the past few weeks. They don't want this to continue. Our state is a good state with hardworking people, very patriotic people. We've had over 220 men and women from Illinois lose their lives defending our democracy in the war against terrorism. And I think it's important to remember that the people of Illinois will prevail.
You said that you do believe he will be impeached by the House and removed by the Senate. When do you think that will happen, that he will be out of office?
I think it'll happen swiftly. The 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth is February 12th of next year, and I don't think Governor Blagojevich will be governor at that time. That bicentennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth is very special to the people of Illinois. We believe in government of the people and by the people and for the people. It shall not perish from this earth. That's what Lincoln said at Gettysburg, and those words, I think, ring true today.
Is there anybody, you'll be in a position to appoint the replacement for Barack Obama. Is there somebody who you favor at this point?
Well, I hope we can have a special election. I think that probably can't occur now until June of next year, and I do think there should be a temporary appointment to make sure Illinois has 2 senators at all times. If I am the governor, I would certainly push that kind of a law, and we'll see what happens. The legislature has to adopt the law and then send it to the governor.
Lieutenant Governor, you have been called a goody two-shoes by a number of people. I think in Illinois that's probably a high compliment. Are you the person who can turn Illinois around if you do become governor, or is this reputation of corruption and the reality of corruption just too ingrained?
Well, I believe the highest office in a democracy is the office of citizen, and I believe in organizing citizens, and that's what I've done all my life. I one time walked across Illinois from the Mississippi River all the way to Lake Michigan in Chicago on behalf of reform. And I think we can reform our state government. I think the people of America need to know that we've had good people from Illinois serve in government, like Paul Simon and Paul Douglas and Barack Obama. And we need to emphasize that and emphasize ethics and reform. And I think the people of Illinois are ready for that.
Okay, Lieutenant Governor Pat Quinn of Illinois, thank you very much and Happy New Year.
Same to you.